Right, we are live. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. And we are live once again over here in Bordenstown, New Jersey. Checking in with everyone. I know that it's been a while since I did a live feed, and just checking to see how everyone's doing and to speak upon what's been going on in the industry. You know, one of the biggest things that people have been noticing is the diesel fuel prices. So, want to elaborate a little bit on that and also speak upon my situation. What's going on, Brandon? Hey, man, you're doing a wonderful job, man. You're doing a very wonderful job, man. Keep up the good work. Mr. Cunningham, what's going on with you? So, before we go ahead and break into it, y'all give me an audio check. Let me know everything is all right. Chase Andrews, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Still doing the doggone thing. All right, Mr. Turner, what's the word of the day? Well, it's what the title implied. Were you prepared? I'm not asking, are you prepared? I'm asking, were you prepared? You got a question? Go ahead, fire away. Go ahead and fire away, Mr. Turner. Appreciate it, fam. I save a lot of money myself. Okay, all right. Yep, just keep on doing your thing, man. You know, I be in the chat, I be in those chat rooms a lot, but you know, I don't really comment. I just come in there and and be a spectator, cause you know, the people in your in your chat and stuff like that, they pretty much just, you know, it's people put questions out there and they answer them, so you know, it's no need of me even putting anything out there. It's very interesting stuff. I appreciate it a whole lot. Let's see. I'm trying to get an in frame done on the Detroit 60 series. Do I know anyone? Any hood shops on the East Coast? No, unfortunately, I don't. What I would suggest is, try NTTS breakdown. Go there first, and they got a lot of, smaller shops that are up there, and so, you know, you can just go from there. So, I won't say good. You gotta call these guys and kind of get a feel, cause if you don't know it, no, not no dealerships. No. You'll when you go on the website, you'll see the dealerships automatically. You don't want to deal with the dealerships at all. You got a lot of smaller shops that are up there, so you just give them a call there and stuff, and so they kind of, if they don't do it themselves, they'll point you in the right direction. Cause there's no one I know personally. That I would even suggest anybody going to. Maybe Tigers down south of just what's going on with you. Red Wine. This guy named Charlie Redwine. He's in Roanoke Rapids. And so that's about the only person I know. So, unfortunately, a lot of these guys, let's see, dealerships have warrants and stuff. Yeah, they do, but see, the problem is you're taking a 60 series in there, and they're past all that. You're taking a 60 series into a dealership. You can take it in there, and they'll do it, but they're past all that. So what you're gonna be doing, if you go to the dealership, they're gonna give you a bunch of runarounds and say, well, hey man, listen, yeah, we can do it, but the parts gotta come through us, and yeah, the parts gotta come through us, and you're looking at about a 5-6 week wait, and we're having problems getting parts and so on and so forth. And so, that's just a deviation right there to say, well, listen, we're not refusing to do the job. Truck Out Dealer, what's going on with you? They're not saying we're not going to do the job, but you got to kind of pick up on the little dog whistles and say, well, look, we just they just don't do that. Dealerships, their thing is they're only focused on the new trucks. That's it. They only focus on the new trucks and the warranties with the new trucks. So you shouldn't be going to a dealership at all, only to get parts. That's it. They could probably recommend somebody and see. Even then, you gotta be kind of careful. But when you don't know anyone, when you don't know anyone, then this is where you gotta start putting in your work. So dealerships, I'm trying to get it done by the end of summer. So yeah. Now with the way things are heading, then you're kind of in a good spot, because we done got over one hurdle and stuff, right? About this whole pandemic thing. That's about to die out now. The mandates, all the other stuff are gone now. So now everyone's just focused on this. They're focused on the war that's going on across seas, with Russia and Ukraine. So that's the new blame game now. So people are going to have to go back to work now. With the interest rate going up, gas and diesel prices are going through the roof, that sort of thing there. So a lot of people looking around and they saying, "Man, hey man, I think I made a big mistake taking all this time off, cause with, tricking off all that PPP money and SBA money, now the money really has to go towards business, and people are starting to find out that they don't have it. You got too much in the economy now, and with everybody is tricking the stuff off, or I ain't got to go to work, or I'm just shut down early and all this stuff there. So I imagine in the next couple weeks now, people are going to be filling out applications. Yeah, they probably be having 2 or 3 jobs. So I would just get a feeler. I would just get a feel on Instagram, Oh, you need to talk to me. Okay, so LaDon, so this is what you do then. When I end the live feed, right? When I end the live feed, because I'm not doing anything, just give me a call. As soon as I end the live feed, you go ahead and hit me up. So Kareem the trucker said, I don't feel bad. Well, hey, listen, this is why I'm doing the live. This is why I'm doing the live today, because the question I'm asking, were you prepared? I ain't asking, are you prepared? I'm asking, were you prepared? Because we said that these things was going to happen. We said these things were going to happen. I gotta stop saying that. And what's the other word I be saying? And stuff. I'm trying to cut that out. Fuel price is wild. Let's see, $4.85 in Pennsylvania. Wow. You know what? I'd rather grab the fuel from Pennsylvania, because over here in Jersey it's $5.12 over here. It's $5.12. LaDon, go on my page, go on my YouTube page, and go on my YouTube page. On my YouTube page, just have my phone number up there, and get it from there, and text me. Once you get the number, text me. And once you text me, I know you got it. So do that now. But that's the question. That's the question. You know, were you prepared? It's not are you prepared. It's were you prepared? Because we've been okay. All right. So with the last couple live feeds and stuff, if you look back 6 months ago, actually 7 months ago, when they was giving out all that money, you know, we was telling people then, hey, listen, you got it, you need to kind of hold on to it, because, you know, what's going to be happening next, once everybody got the money, they're going to be separating the ones that can do it from the ones that can't do it. And the last day to get any kind of money was on the 31st of January. That was the last day that they was accepting any applications. So now, you know, we over here in March. So if all the applications are done, all the money that they're gonna loan out, they're gonna loan it out now, and there aren't no any more extensions, that thing there. So they're starting to kick it into high gear. You know, we said it all last year. You know, if you're gonna get the money, but hold on to it, because as soon as they shut everything down, as far as loaning out money, they're going to start raising the price on everything. So, you know, inflation done kicked in. You know, the trucks are astronomically high. You can start to see now the truck prices are starting to teeter down now. You know, diesel fuel is over $5 a gallon over here on the East Coast. I'm looking over there on the West Coast, it's almost $7 a gallon. So, then on top of that, they talk about an energy crisis. So I don't know if you guys have seen, you know, for you guys that have been getting your light bills, and stuff like that. Me, I haven't even moved them on. You know, I haven't moved in the house yet. And the energy company presented me a bill for, my first bill was $375, $65. But, you know, I understood why the first bill was high, because of the I had to pay a deposit and then a activation fee. But that second bill was $312. And so, you know, I disputed both of them. Well, I paid the first one, but I disputed the second one. And I was telling the energy company, man, hey, listen, you know, I tell the energy company, man, I'm like, hey, dude, y'all charge me all this money. I ain't even moved in the house yet. You know, the house is not even occupied. So what's causing all the energy use? And so, you know, of course, I had to talk to the mortgage people. They went out there, did their magic and stuff. And so then I called the energy company again. The bill just disappears. It's okay. Well, your new bill is $33. Your new bill is $33. So then my sister called me and she was telling me that her light bill and stuff went up. You know, pretty much everybody in the family, you know, hey man, listen, my bills just went up astronomically. I'm like, okay, all right, well, you know, y'all need to go and dispute like I did, because if they did to me, I'm not even staying in the house. Then, you know, I can imagine what they doing with someone, you know, that's in the house every day. But you know, I don't know if y'all guys are experiencing that, but in North Carolina, it just seems to be the case over there. So, you know, but, you know, we're in that time now. You know, we told guys, we coached guys, we let them know, okay, listen, this is what you need to get prepared for. You know, all this other stuff about these guys talking about, well, they can help you get your authority and all this other stuff started, all that, you know, they wasn't telling you about what was going to be happening in 2022. You know, we got this so-called election coming up. You know, it's election year. So I already knew about this mandate stuff. They were just gonna go and kick that to the curb. So to those guys up there in Canada, you know, we've been trying to tell you guys, the same one that's doing this freedom ride. You know, they doing this freedom ride over here to DC. You know, they missed it. They were supposed to be in Washington DC at the time that, you know, Joe Biden was doing the State of the Union address. You know, so from what I'm seeing, they're in Indianapolis now. So I'm like, you know, okay, what are you guys doing now? Okay, well, we're going to be protesting this high fuel prices. Here we go again, you know, protesting something and not really having not really having no real agenda behind it. You know, okay, we're protesting high fuel prices and TQL is robbing us again. You know, we supposed to be boycotting TQL, but then, you know, everybody's hauling for TQL and all these other spot marketplaces now. So, you know, I appreciate some of these guys telling the truth now. You know, I appreciate some of them telling the truth. Oh yeah, it hasn't gotten past me that you remember last year, everybody was talking about they was making these $5,000. They were making these $5,000 settlements. This was after everything was said and done. You know, okay, lease payment paid and trailer payments and insurance and all this other stuff here. I'm clearing $5,000 a week. So okay, well, you're clearing $5,000 a week. Well, we'll see what happens come next year. TBE, what's going on with you? Now here we are in the next year. So you supposed to clear it. You know, this is after fuel and all this stuff. You making $5,000 a week, so you well over 200,000. You well over 200,000. So, are you turning in that lease truck now? Are you going to get your own stuff, or are you still in that lease truck, or things didn't work out the way you're supposed to, and now you back being a company driver? You know, cause they was posting them, and then all of a sudden they just falled out. Like, okay, what happened? I mean, was there so much consistency? Was there so much consistency that there was no need for you to post these things anymore? Or was it just a one-shot deal? And so when people ask for proof, you couldn't provide it. Let's see. The State of the Union president said that they're coming after everybody that was not right. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, hey, they, you know, it's an election year, and, you know, not to get into politics too much, it's an election year, and there's really nothing that the Democrats can do except, you know, go ahead and vacate these positions, because there's nothing that they can say. I mean, you know, you can't even do a Hail Mary at this point. You can't even do a Hail Mary at this point, man. I mean, let's see what you got. Them lease videos. Yeah, I don't even watch them anymore, because, you know, people are telling the truth now. People are telling the truth now about these lease programs now. You know, I've seen, you know, everyone's making a video. Everyone's making a video, and so, you know, they're just telling the truth. You know, seeing this one woman, she posted up, she said, hey, I was in a lease program with Western Express. I didn't make but $232. I'm out of here. So, yep, there you go. You got another woman up here. She's been with, she's in Dart. You know, she's with Dart and stuff. And so, I mean, just every lease program that you can see, you know, somebody's in it, and they're presenting the evidence that, man, hey, listen, dude, I'm not making money. You know, I'm not making money despite this, that, or whatever. So, you know, I imagine, you know, those who got their own authority is something different. Most of the people who got their own authority, that's something different. They, you know, they well versed. So they're telling a different story. You know, they're telling a different story. But what was I going to say? Maybe some of the newcomers. And I seen one guy in particular. He's very, you know, without me saying his name too much, right? He posted up something that was rather interesting. And I'm like, that's not a good thing. You know, for someone to have their own authority, and then, you know, he said, well, listen, I made he made a little over 200,000, right? He said he made over 200,000, and so I'm like, okay, well, dude, you you know, for those of us that know, I mean, you know, we picked up a calculator and started doing the math. I'm like, man, you know, hey, something is off here. You know, something's off here and stuff. I'm like, I mean, you know, unless the only way I can see this particular guy being profitable is if you're doing short haul loads for long money, and you just got very very little expenses. But I mean, you know, hey, you're not making it any secret. You're not making it any secret about what you have. So I'm like, I mean, unless this YouTube thing is kicking off, man, I'm like, gracious, you know. What you got? Let's see. The next truck I get is going to be 8 or 10K to fix it up. Well, those days are over, man. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Those days are over now. I mean, it's not. Why? They're not done, right? It's just you're not gonna get those repair bills and stuff like that. You're not gonna be paying 8 to 10 grand for maybe another 3 or 4 years, to be honest with you. Cause now, you know, everybody's, you know, everyone's fallback first was, well, we can't get parts because of the coronavirus, right? I can say that now. You know, you can say that word now. You won't get banned off YouTube, by the way. You know, the pandemic, you know, that's the first thing they say. Oh, well, I can't get parts because of the pandemic. Now they're saying, well, a lot of our parts come from Russia. You know, it's Russia this and Russia that. We getting everything from Russia, and because Russia has sanctions, now we can't get parts, you know, which last time I checked, I thought everything was made in China or Mexico. You know, but that's gonna be everybody's favorite fallback now. So the 8 to 10K repair, that's you're gonna have to bump it up, man. It's gonna be, you're looking anywhere between 15 to 20,000. You know, 15 to 20,000. I mean, you know, everybody raised up their hourly rates now. You know, I went past one place, they were charging $85. Now it's $105. So, you know, people are just catching on now. So the 8 to 10, that's now you're gonna have to double it up. You know, you're gonna have to double it up and stuff. Interest rates done went up another 6% now. So I think we're almost at 8% interest now. So, you know, you add all these things in and you can see where people got to raise up the cost now. So I see the boys on the road with them 89 Cabos still. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can find them, you know, if you can find them, I mean, but yeah, that's the deal there, man. They the biggest problem, you know, the biggest thing is just finding them, man. I mean, you know, but those guys that fix them cabos, they fix them themselves. They ain't going to no shop. You know, you don't see no cab over sitting in nobody's shop talking about, hey, I gotta get something done, you know. Every one of them I'm seeing, you know, they operating them. They got some garage in the back saying, okay, I'm fixing everything, you know. I'm fixing everything. Man, I hate being in this Bordenstown location. Ain't nothing to do here. And the Restaurant closed at 2, so. But anyhow, if you're trying to get it done by the summertime, it's gonna, you'll be, you can get it done. You just gonna have to start. You gotta start putting some boots on the ground and see who you can find, cause it's a shop around it that can do the work. I would say, what I advise everyone is, if you're looking for a shop, look for the shop. If the shop is run down and they got a bunch of trucks in there, if you see a bunch of trucks parked in the front and the shop is run down, that's where you need to go. You take it there, and they're gonna do the best job for you. Let's see what you got. Makes more sense to do that if you know how to turn your own wrench. Guarantee those 8-9. Yeah, cause the only thing you can put in those cab overs, is, a 60 series 11-1, that big Cam Cummins, and I don't see too many. Well, you know what? With the cat, the 3406. I mean 3408. Excuse me. Yeah, 3408. Let's see facts. See what you got, Korean. Let's see facts. I'm talking to a young guy with 1990 Camel pulling flatbed. Yeah. Let's see, Uber Eats. Let's see, what you got? You think that they are going to change the law so that you can run? You think they're going to change the law so you can run pre-emission trucks? They never changed any laws about pre-emission trucks. Yeah, you can run them. The laws never changed. The laws never changed and stuff. In fact, I learned something about this California thing. I actually had to speak to somebody. That ran California. I had California all screwed up. And so, I was like, shoot, at first, he was talking about, man, he got let's see what he got, a 06. He got a 06 T600. And so, he said he was going to LA out of Vegas. I'm like, what? Yeah, he had a load going to Vegas. So now he had a load out of Vegas going to LA. And so, he sat there. There it is, the whole video of him going into there and stuff. He had to go see his parents, what he was saying, but he was telling me the whole ordeal about that. So I'm like, I had California messed up, but hey, you learn something new every day. Let's see what you got. Yeah, the good shops in Florida. Yeah, I mean, I just wish that they were more. I just wish the guys were more. If you had more communication with them, cause they do great work. It's just to me it seemed like if you don't know somebody, then you can't just go up in there and stuff. And I mean, I see a lot of guys out of Florida. Hey man, hey, I'm getting this end frame put in, or they just swapping motors. Like, okay, well, I'm getting this this DD15 taken out. I'm putting a 12.6 in it. No problem. As far as like them giving a shout out to the name of the shop, they ain't doing it. It's like, it's a shop, but they don't put no names or no numbers or none of that stuff. So it's like, to my understanding, you just gotta believe you gotta know somebody. Like, what's my man name? That guy that does FLD Life. You know, I watch a lot of his stuff, and so I mean, you know, uh, he keep that FLD pumping, but you know, the people he know are some the people he know. I mean, they some real good guys. Cause they keep his truck up and running, but he just ain't trying to give up their information. Like you know, who's the shop that he goes to. Let's see, I have a Jamaica guy near me that true. Oh, Fort Pierce, yeah, okay. Let's see. Someone told me you could buy a permit to get in and out California, kind of like Oregon. No, this guy he didn't get he didn't get nothing. He just man, hey, I got the load. I'm going in there, and that was it. There was no permit. There was no permit or none of that stuff. And so I'm like, you know, those California scales they don't close. And so I mean, you know, now he's showing himself on the other side of the scale. I'm like, and you know, and he says he used to do it on a regular, but you know, he said the money he doesn't go to California because the money isn't good. But if he has to go, he will. And he didn't do no kind of running around and none of that stuff there. So, hey man, listen, I go in there, this is what you need. They checking this, they ain't checking that. So yeah, but I did hear about that permit thing too, but they were saying somebody told me you can only get the permit um you can only get the permit so many times a year, then after that then you can't go in there and get it no more. So it's just, you know, it's just, I guess that's some more trucker legend type stuff. Let's see. No, I mean, you think in a few years the government will now allow all pre-emission trucks to run? Oh, okay. No, it's one of those things where you kind of just leave well enough alone. Like if the emissions thing, if they could have got that under control, right? If they could have put it in the truck and it didn't have as much problems that it have, then yeah, they probably would have started enforcing it, you know, cause once upon a time they were actually considering that. They were like, well, look, you know, you gotta do something about these emissions because these new trucks they're coming out, you know, they got 0% emissions, but yet, you know, every time you look at somebody, they saying, hey man, I got this MIL light on, you know, and that leads them to do certain stuff. So well, what's the biggest contributor to a lot of guys not want these post-emission trucks? And so they say, well, the emission system, you know, automotive's fine. Doesn't matter what you run it, you know. Well, even the Max Force, you know, the Max Force is a good motor, but it's just the emission system, you know, it's the emissions. And so, of course, Detroit and Cummins, they got a better PR team to handle the situation, but you know, it's still the same thing. So they never got that under control, you know. They never got under control and stuff like that. So in fact, what I'm seeing now is that they're actually allowing people now to they're actually allowing people and stuff to bypass their emission system if it's presenting too much of a problem, right? If you attempt to fix it and you can't fix it, then they're allowing you to bypass. Well, at least you tried to go get it fixed. You got documentation, you try to get it fixed. So, you know. So when they do something about that and they can produce something that's good and effective, then yeah, they'll probably do something about the pre-emission trucks. They probably do like cash for clunkers again, you know. That's what started this whole mess in the first place, you know, the cash for clunkers. Yeah. Hey, turn in your good working pre-emission truck with this brand new truck here, you know, so you can run the ports. Don't you want to run the ports and make 90 cents a mile? Yeah, I want to go get this new truck, 90 cents, you know, cause we're giving you $30,000. It doesn't matter what condition your truck is. It's okay, all right, yeah, $30,000. You go get the new truck, and then you got a butthole full of problems. Let's see. Yeah, I heard about that. It's it's a letter you show. I heard about that. It's a letter that you can show the DOT as. Yeah, well, it's when it comes to the emission system, it's not the DOT that checks you out. It's not the DOT that checks you out. It's the EPA, which is a part of vehicle enforcement, and that's where people kind of get things. That's where people kind of get things mixed up. Is that when you go to the scale house, when you go to a scale house, um, you know, you got law enforcement there, which is DOT, right? And same thing, sometimes you might get pulled over by a sheriff or whatever. That's because they got training and authorization from the Department of Transportation, to inspect vehicles. But to do an emission test, that's actually the EPA. So what they'll do is that, hey man, listen, we doing these inspections and stuff today. You want to get in on it? Yeah. So they'll just call the EPA out there, and then you're dealing with the EPA now. But the DOT doesn't know what to look for. They don't even have the tools to measure it. But they're with they're with the DOT, so it makes it seem like they're just one entity, but they're a different entity and stuff. But it's in vehicle enforcement, so and they typically hang out in the scale house. So the vehicles are a little different. So it's like if you get pulled over, like you looking at the car, like, man, who the heck is this? You ain't pulling over because they got green lights. He trying to pull me over with green lights, and usually pulling over for blue lights, or maybe even some red ones, but some green ones, like, man, shoot, I don't know what this is. He probably trying to rob me. So it's now a good time for authority or a small carrier to sign on with the customer. Absolutely, yeah. Now, here's the problem that you run into, right? Here's the problem that you run into if you get your own authority. What you don't want to do is you don't want to book loads too far ahead, right? Because right now, diesel fuel prices they're steady going up, but the rates aren't going up. So, like what happened to me and stuff, what happened to me yesterday, of course I'm leased on, so let me go and put that on out there too. I'm leased on, but what these guys did, they kept calling me just constantly. Hey, Rooster, wake up, Rooster, wake up. Hey, listen, we got this load of stuff that you did 3 weeks ago. It's a dedicated run. You just pick up out of Pennsylvania, take it to Connecticut. We got 5 more of those. Do you want to do that for the rest of the week? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'll go and do it. I'll go and do it. Not thinking not really doing any kind of thinking. Now, 3 weeks ago, the diesel fuel was $3.89. Diesel fuel was $3.89. Now it's $5. So what I just did, I just lost $50 a load. Because when they sent me the rate con, all the rate cons are for the same price that it was. It was for the same price it was 3 weeks ago. And so, when you setting stuff up like that, and then you're in this kind of conundrum here where the diesel fuel is going up daily, if you already got the lows and you already committed, they sent the rate cons to you, then you ain't got no more wiggle room for negotiation. So the only thing I can advise now is that just do a load by case basis. So, today diesel fuel is $4.80, but then tomorrow it'll be $5.25. So, with that increase, but you didn't really book nothing, now you got something to negotiate with. Hey, listen, man, diesel fuel done went up, so I'm gonna need another extra $150, for this particular load here and stuff. So I'm like, if I'm looking at this week a $50 loss on each load, and I got 5 of them. So I got 5 of them, so that's $250 I done lost. It's 250 I done lost off that load there and stuff. So I mean, and they ain't no peanuts. They ain't no peanuts, and that's if the fuel stabilizes at $5. So I'm like, if it keep going up the way it's going up, then and I'm already committed to these loads, and look at all this money I done lost, and I don't start picking up till tomorrow night. So um, if you feel that you're ready to get your authority, then just get it. Because if you feel that you're ready to get your authority, then get it. Because if you looking to see if the price is gonna fall down on things, then you're gonna be waiting a long time. Cause it's the price is not gonna fall. Price is always gonna go up. Always. The price is always gonna go up on everything. And so don't wait on the price. If you got the money and you know that you're ready, you're actually ready to go get your own authority, then yeah, go ahead and get it. Same thing, if your negotiating skills are up, that Birdman style, that Birdman style, and that's just the price of doing business, man. I mean, it's gonna always, there always gonna be some kind of way. It's always gonna be some kind of way where they're gonna get you. So you just gotta cover yourself on all sides, but you cover yourself on all sides by understanding the mistakes that you made. Like, okay, all right, I can't do that again. I can't do that again. But don't wait on no prices. Don't wait on no price to fall. Cause 10 years ago, I went to a dealership. They had a 98. They had a 98 Kenworth W900 Studio Sleeper. It had the cat motor in the 3406. I mean the 3408. It had a 3408 cat in it. The truck didn't have it didn't have 1,000,000 miles on it. It was close to it. 1998. This was at the Volvo dealership. I mean, truck was clean, the whole 9 yard. They gave me the paperwork. The guy told me, this was in 2012. The truck was selling for $19,000, and he said, if you bring me a check for 16, you can take it home with you. I'm selling for 19, but I'll let it go for 16. There was nothing wrong with this truck, except it was just a 98, and that was at the dealership. That was at the Volvo dealership. So then I went to the other, it's not a Volvo dealership, it was a Kenworth dealership in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I went over there when they had just opened it up, and so I went through there just looking at trucks and stuff like that, and so I seen this champagne colored 379 Peterbilt. This was a 2001. It's a 2001. Now this truck did have 1,000,000 miles on it. It had the 6NZ in it. Had a 6NZ cat, and so I went in and talked to the guys. They were saying, well, their truck was a repo. The truck is a repo, and we done checked the motor out. And all the good stuff there. So everything is good on it. He said, man, so if you want that truck, they was gonna let it go for 18. And this was in 2012. So it's 18 for the 3, it was 18 for the 01, and for the 98 it was 16. So these same trucks now, you can't get those same trucks now, you can't get them from for under right now you can't get one from under $50,000. $50,000. That's as low as they go now. I mean, the truck is a lot older, got more miles on it, and you know they're priced a whole lot higher. So that's just the cost. That's just the cost of doing business. So don't ever wait around to see if the price is going to fall on things. If you know that you're ready to do business, if you got the money, and you got the knowledge and the know-how, just go ahead and pull the trigger. Cause you wait till next year, the fees are going to go up, and then there probably going to be a lot of more hurdles you have to go through. Even though it's still talk about what they're proposing for getting your authority. But everyone's done heard it. They were talking about raising the price, for the insurance. At first you only had to have $1 million worth of coverage. Now you gotta have $2 million of coverage. They was proposing that to get your own authority, you actually had to take a few classes. They was proposing that, but that didn't come through. But I'm saying the other things that are needed for you to get your own authority, that right there can only go up. And that's because you can see a lot of these guys, got these programs and stuff. Okay, give me $10,000 and I'll get your authority. I'll get all your authority and stuff set up, and people are just going and paying all this money. And they're getting in there and they're not knowing what to do and stuff like that. So when they figure you don't know what you're doing, that's where they start to implement these new procedures that you need in order to get things started. So now it just creates another hurdle, and it creates more people in the industry that we don't even need. You don't need a dispatching service. You don't need a dispatching service in order to run your trucks. But I'm going on Instagram. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this nonsense. Well, this guy got 30 trucks, and his dispatch service is in the Ukraine. And so with all that stuff going, all his trucks are sitting. I'm like, how are you using a dispatcher service that's not over here, but all the freight is here, all the customers are here, all the people you need to talk to are over here? So why do you need this third party person to go in and do things for you that you can do for yourself? That's not hard. To run, to dispatch your own trucks, you got to do something. You just, they tell you that you can't wear all the hats in the business, right? But you need to oversee your operation to a point that if something happens, you're able to go in and take care of at least that. Okay, I know how to set up a load for my drivers or whatever. But if you got 30 trucks, which is somebody just telling on themselves anyway, cause nobody has 30 trucks and then use a dispatch service in order to keep them moving. That's somebody that told on himself and stuff and said he don't have that. No, what he got is maybe probably 2 or 3 trucks, and he's counting on the dispatcher service. But 30 trucks, nobody with that type of business fortitude would allow themselves to be in such a compromisable position. Not with 30 trucks. To get that many trucks, you gotta know what you're doing. 2 or 3, yeah, you're using a dispatching service. But when you get once you get hip to that hustle or whatever, then you just getting out of there. So, but if you prepared, right? If you were prepared, then you would already know that. So, I guess that's it for now. So I got it's still, I still got a bunch of stuff to talk about. It's just I haven't really I'm really trying to save it up to where I get in the house. I'm really trying to save all these topics up to when I get in the house and I'm able to do things and stuff a lot more better. Cause the live thing is okay, but I want to do it on, I'd rather be in a better setting. Cause I like that what's that? That StreamYard. I like that setup. I like that setup. I don't want to do it anywhere else except, you know, on on a computer or something like that. On the phone, nah, I don't want to do that. That StreamYard, man, I'm really liking that. I'm really liking that StreamYard. But they say they got something a little better than StreamYard, so I kind of want to get that set up there and stuff. Cause you guys are up here, but you know instead of just typing, you could just say whatever needs to be said and stuff, and we could just answer it that way. What you got? Let's see, if you paying attention to them dispatcher service, they have heavy loads with multiple drops going place and nobody. Right, because because the only thing the dispatch service is doing, they just reaching out. They're just reaching out to the low hanging fruit. They get their loads from the same place you get your loads from. Off the free load boards. They're going to, C.H. Robinson and TQL and JB Hunt 360 and Alan Lund and all these other places and stuff like that. They just taking a bunch of them loads off their hands and they're saying, hey, I got some guys over here and stuff, cause I believe with they're saying with JB Hunt you can't call in no more with JB Hunt. You gotta do everything through the app now. Yeah, you gotta do everything through the app now. So that kind of slows the process up there and stuff, cause then they saying you can only put in one bid and that's it. Then they gotta either accept your offer. They either gotta accept your offer or reject it. So I don't know what the whole process is, but if you don't, I don't know, if they don't post what the load is, right? And I know how it is. People are not quick to respond on those apps, even though they say they are. Okay, well, that chat room and emails and all this stuff, they're just not so quick to respond. But you get somebody on the phone, okay, look, what's going on with this, and because you want to know all the details and stuff. I mean, they can sit there and they can leave certain stuff out. Like, okay, they'll post up a load and say, oh, well, it's picking up in Newark. They got the load posted in Newark, and then, well, it's not in Newark. It's actually about 51 miles north of Newark. That's where it's actually picking up at, and now that changes things. Okay, well, it's actually over there off the island. It's picking up in the island and stuff, but they post Newark, so that nonsense there. But hey, I'm gonna go and jump on off here. LaDon, you go ahead and get ready to give me a call, and we go ahead and chop it on up. I just need to, in fact, let me set my headset up and stuff. So, we're gonna try to go live. We're gonna try to go live again tomorrow and talk about the other issues that are going on with trucking. So, as always, you guys, this your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, continue to do your own research, fact-finding studies. Harness on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet. Be safe, be easy. Peace out.